Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson, and I am channeling the man in the moon today. So, today's question is really interesting because it's very positive. I keep getting this impression of Biden as being a spectacular president. I tell you, I am surprised. The other thing is, I'm teaching people to channel, and when they go there, I start asking these kinds of questions. Very tricky of me. So they tell me Biden's going to do great. So, by the way, if you want to learn how to channel, don't hesitate to look at my website and read up about it and sign up. If you want to learn to channel on your own without my help, there's also some information there that I think would be very useful about protection. So, beyond this, I have to say, people keep saying good things about Biden, like he's the next Roosevelt. So, I want to see, A, if this is true. I'm just going to correct any errors that might be made. And number two, ask the question, how? How is he going to do that? So, let's first of all see if this is accurate. Is Biden going to do well for the nation? Okay, so I'll just tell you what I'm seeing. It's a big old pot of gold, right? Big, huge pot of gold on one side of Biden, right? And there's Biden in the middle, and then there's another empty pot to his right. He takes some gold from the big pot and he puts it in the smaller pot, right? He takes another piece of gold and he puts it in the smaller pot. So we might think of the big pot of gold as just the, economy, just the taxes that we spend, and, he's just spending them in a certain way so that it benefits people to rise a little higher economically. We might also think of this as, the 1%'s got all the money, right? And not really the 1%. It's 0.01%. The Jeff Bezoses, those are the people who have lots and lots of money. And, this huge pot of money, and he just kind of, giving some of that money back. Let's face it, Bezos doesn't pay for the health care of his employees. We do. How is that fair? And how is that economically justifiable in these times where, COVID and other diseases are going to, potentially kill us? It's not in America's interest to have anybody uninsured these days. I do consider it sort of an obligation of our society to do that, to take care of its people. I could go on about that, but tell me more about Biden, and is it really going to do this? It's like a ray of light in darkness. It's like clouds are dispersing, and Biden just shines. Like I'm totally flabbergasted. Could never have believed that he would be so successful. I thought he'd be mediocre. But this just looks great. Really, he is a man for the hour, and he's hiring great people. It's the hypocrisy of the conservatives and government as they start to oppose some of his nominations is striking. But he is getting people in there that are smart and are going to do the job and that aren't corrupt. It's fascinating and relieving. So, is there anything else specifically? Well, Spirit, can you tell us what methods is Biden going to use? Biden's thinking. He's really thinking. And I think this image is important. Biden's a thoughtful person. He really is acting in our interests, unlike some others. Better relationships with foreign countries, so trade will improve. This is especially true about Europe. Some inroads to Asia. It looks like I see like a line going through the United States to Asia. It does look to be like it could be China. It's almost like the very eastern tip of China. I don't know if there's like a specific city. Maybe it's Beijing and it's just contacting that government. It's tricky. I mean, this is a really hard thing for Biden to do because of the horrible human rights of China. So it's going to be very difficult. but Biden looks like he's able to do it. So something happens there. How else will Biden benefit people? How else will he help the economy? Hmm. Just access to medical care will inspire people to start new businesses, which feels like he's going to expand it. I think that might be the most important thing that he's going to do. Hmm. Okay, this is a really weird image. Imagine a hand that has like terrible claws, like it's some, horrible monster. It's pulling a lever, right? Well, here comes Biden, and he pulls another lever so that they're matching, right? So I almost feel like the one lever there's, power over others, a hierarchy system, whereas Biden is just matching it up. We're not going to get rid of this hierarchical system. We could argue about whether that's good or bad, but at least it looks like Biden's matching that system and providing some kind of entry for Americans to rise up. Now, it does seem like these just even social relationships in the United States of America. I often see triangles, and I see a triangle over the United States. The top points in the Midwest, the edges go to almost to the coasts. It's some kind of just interconnection between the states. Oh, we might also think of like when COVID is over, things will get much better because people will be able to travel and the economy will really, really evolve. It is going to do very well. That's what it keeps showing me. Really well. Like lower unemployment than Trump ever dreamed of. It just looks great. I'm surprised, but it really does look like some changes are finally coming about. So is the Congress part of this? Well, Joe Manchin is showing up. And understand that Kristen Sinema, part of what she's doing is just, theatrics. I don't blame her for doing that per se. She's a politician. She needs to work the system in a particular way and make herself known in a particular way. Joe Manchin's a little bit more of a problem. He's in a difficult political position. It's easy for us to condemn him, but keep in mind, he is really walking a very delicate line. It's not like he wants to do some of those things. He's kind of compelled to do that to keep his seat. Without him, we would not have even numbers in the Senate. So I don't approve of what he's doing, but he's showing up. Okay, so show me more about Joe Manchin. He is very pivotal. He is trying to demonstrate that he's reasonable, but ultimately he will not have much choice. The Republicans will obstruct everything. And so he will move more towards the Democrats. Part of that is an obligation, but part of it seems to be that things are working for the Democrats. He wants to be on the winning team. This way he will be pivotal for a lot of the things that happen. So Joe's like literally going like this, I don't know about that, no. And when he says that, it's sort of like red on the side of him, which makes me think that ultimately he will maybe perform some acts that make him look unbiased, but he will ultimately go the way of the Democrats. So let's just think in the next 2 years, like, will the Democrats prevail in the next election? Will they do well? Well, interestingly enough, the number 103 comes up. And that's just a random number. I don't know what that could mean. I wonder if we do add a state or maybe add DC to the number of senators, so it becomes 103. That seems like a long shot, but it's possible. Spirit, Is this number accurate? Is 103 accurate? Oh, it might be 102. Yeah, that's a possibility. That seems to be important. Like, wow, if they could just get DC statehood, it would solve a lot of problems. Are they really going to be able to do that in 2 years? Yes, I think there will also be some changes in the Supreme Court. Big changes. Serious changes. Kavanaugh looks outraged. Uh, so does, Amy Barrett, but she always looks that way. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, I think there's going to be something about Kavanaugh, something about him that's problematic, and that leads them to get rid of him. Show me more about Kavanaugh. Yeah, this will be extraordinary. Now the pyramid here is like cracking right down the middle. Something big is going to happen with him. They figure out a way to get rid of him, expose something that he's done. What would be exposed, a la Kavanaugh? Kavanaugh's writing. He's looking askance at a woman that looks like Blasey Ford, and he's writing furiously, but sneakily, like he doesn't want other people to know. I wonder if there's some writing that comes about, maybe some messages. Ron Johnson's showing up. He's looking really dour. Yeah, I think some kind of shenanigans were pulled and that we're going to find out about. Some shenanigans were pulled to appoint him that we will find out about. Right? In spirit, I don't want to make this a negative read. I really wanted to make this positive because there are so many good things right now that changes we're already seeing. What else? Hmm. The search for the missing children. There's something about this search for the missing children. I see children, little teddy bears, being reunited and being found. This exposes a good deal of, of really terrible acts by some people in Trump's administration. Really, I see them sitting there getting read the Riot Act from the Congress and looking ashamed. Hmm. These are the people who were part of the deportation process. I think it's like Kristen Nielsen. I think that's the one. She's there and she's looking very ashamed. And it's serious. There are serious crimes. Like they look like they could go to jail. Judge is slamming a gavel on a desk. He's really shocked at how bad this is. Okay, so again, I want to put this on a positive note. Children will be reunited. I don't know how many of them will be reunited with their parents, or at least taken out of these bad situations. The truth will come out regarding this. And anything more that we would know about the economy. How could American people do better in the economy? Well, remember the foundation, the idea of capitalism and how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be, here's a problem, and here's the wise guy, the wise lady, who comes up with the solution, right? And that's how it's supposed to work. It's not supposed to work by a bunch of cronies. And this will become a little bit more possible. Obviously, think carefully and consider things carefully if you're going to go into business. But this will be possible. It will be possible for people to join together and pool their money and start to, create some small businesses. There's a new world of, YouTube technology, many other forms of technology. There will be new ways of doing things in the future. collectives, people maybe growing and sharing food, these kinds of things that will inspire community and also inspire the economy. Yeah, I always see this like sort of wagon moving westward. There's a lot we can criticize about capitalism, but the fundamental principle of a person going out and working hard and supporting a new idea, that's always going to be true. And obviously, it needs to have a certain context, but that's going to be true again. If you wish to make money in this economy, start writing out what you'd like. I want a job where I can, and just finish that sentence, write it by hand. And every morning, just kind of meditate on it in a positive way. Think positive thoughts. This is the success I'm feeling. Just a couple minutes. And ideas will start to come to you. Right now, I'll tell you guys a secret. That's how I started this channel. I had no idea I would be doing YouTube. I had zero idea. I just went and meditated. And every day I thought about the job that I wanted, and I put some positive layers of this is what it would be like. I could do this. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel successful. And I just meditated on those feelings for just a couple minutes. Ideas will come to you. Ways of making money outside the job you already have will come to you. It will be better all around for the average person moving forward. Post-destruction, there will be a reconstruction, and the reconstruction is looking much better than most of us are anticipating right now. All right. Thanks so much for watching.